Hello, welcome to Walailak Global Program. This is a program of Walailak University in the south of Thailand to disseminate information about research and teaching and learning that has been done at this university. My name is Surin Maisikrot, Vice President for Global Engagement. With me today is Associate Professor Dr. Pongpichit Channui, who is one of the top researchers at Walailak University. And he is also the Dean of the College of Postgraduate Studies. His area of interest is very interesting, I think. So, Dr. Pongpichit, first of all, could you tell us about your research interest?
Thank you. First of all, thank you very much for inviting me, and very happy to be here with you, the Vice President today. So my research topic is somehow is amazing. So we are looking on Earth. Well, for example, we look in the universe. So the topic in general is a cosmology. So cosmology is a science of studying something from the beginning of the universe, and then look at the evolution of the universe at a very big scale and also at a very small scale.
So you look at such things as black holes?
For example, black hole or wormhole. Or something. The science fiction look at this one as well.
Right, yeah. So you kind of turn the science fiction into research projects.
Yeah,
so very extremely interesting. I guess when you talk about your research on universe or on such thing as black hole, it reminds me of people like Hawking, in the UK. So you're part of his
idea.
I see.
But unfortunately, he just passed away a few years ago.
Right, and you are certainly has been very productive in terms of the research output. You are one of the top researchers at this university. You are in the Department of Physics at the School of Science at Walailak University. Can you and you have contributed quite extensively on the Nature's Index. Can you tell me a little bit more about the journal that you have published in and the kind of international community of your in the area of your research?
Let's say a few words about this. When I'm graduate from the University of Southern Denmark, and when I pursuing Denmark.
All right.
But very close to the Niels Bohr's Nobel Prize in Physics. But at the university, I'm studying in cosmology. So I think that the cosmology, in terms of the theoretical work, does not require any equipment. I think that when you come back to Thailand, what do you need? Many people need more equipment. That's a very high cost. So, from my point of view, it's impossible that you can do something very competitive in terms of the cost. In my work, there's no need no need for money.
So it's very theoretical research.
That you need a pencil and paper, and you need a computer to type your paper.
And you have, and amazingly, as a result of that, you have already contributed, not only in Thailand, but also, scholarly speaking, but around the world. The fact that Nature Index, has, published your articles, many articles already. So this must be a very significant area of research.
Let's say about Nature Index for the general audience. So Nature Index is one of the database that for the people to publish their research article in a very high selective and high quality. At the moment, there are a group of only 82 journals. Out of I think 300,000, for example. They're very selective. But it's very huge impact in terms of in terms of the productivity of the scholars or institutional or regional. So, yeah.
What do you say about the number of researchers who focus on cosmology or research on universe like you? Let's say how many people in Thailand?
Oh no, very few.
Very few, and around the world.
In quite a lot in some countries.
Such as?
Yeah, such as Switzerland, for example, and United States, for example, or even in the UK. Yeah, because they have a lot of money. They attract very clever people.
Right.
Yeah.
And I guess to work on in this area, you need to be excellent in mathematics and physics.
Yeah. When people work in a very theoretical like this, you have to very strong background on mathematics. Yeah, that's a very requirement.
Right.
Yeah.
Actually, you are yourself from the south, from the From
I was born in Surat Thani.
And then you did your first degree
I did a first degree in the Prince of Songkhla University.
Prince of Songkhla University.
And I got a scholarship from the government to go to the Denmark. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And I'm just wondering, because this is quite amazing. I mean, this is a bit all Greek to me about this. You know, when we talk about universe and gravitational stuff like this. But what sort of I'm talking about applications of your research. You're very theoretical. Your research is very basic research, but what can you say about applications of your research?
So, in the beginning, so people like me and many people around the world doing research on theoretical works, they do not think about the application. Like Albert Einstein, they also don't think about application, and nobody knows. But more than I think 100 years. Then now everybody use a GPS.
Right.
How many people know that GPS is an application of the Albert Einstein general relativity? So without his theory, you cannot locate that right. You can when you go back to your home and you use the GPS. Without his theory, you cannot go the right way.
So this explains why I think a group of researchers like you and your work and your college works are highly rated, highly appreciated. I think because people looking long term, they can see this is so basic, so theoretical that actually applications can be very wide ranging. Indeed, in the future. So and talking about Einstein, now we talk about E equal mc square as a common language, you know, because he was the first one who pointed out that mass is energy, right? So basically, it's so basic, but yet over the long term, it has wide-ranging applications. So it's very. So we are certainly Walailak University very fortunate to have you here. And what about international conferences among scholars in this area?
There are quite a lot actually in abroad, not in Thailand. In Thailand, only a few. So, for example, in Vietnam, in Singapore, I went there quite a lot actually in a few last year.
At what university in Singapore?
NTU.
I see.
University. I have friend, my collaborator, one of my collaborators working here at NTU.
In Singapore.
Yeah, in Singapore. So there are a lot of money. And I think every week, Singapore NTU organize conference like this, and they invite Nobel Prize.
Okay.
For example. But maybe in Thailand in the future.
Maybe you can start doing that, inviting.
I have friends, and my friend know many Nobel laureates.
Right. And so in Asia, that's interesting. Singapore is not surprising that Singapore higher education institution would have that, but interestingly, Vietnam, which is an emerging country, but obviously they must have therefore a very strong in science.
Yeah, right. Now also in Asia, in China, is
In China.
a very big name.
Right.
They have a lot of money. They're constructing some huge equipment to detect some black hole. for
Right,
example.
right.
And also in Korea or Japan.
Right. And you're a prolific writer. Understand that you publish many articles a year. On average, how many articles a year?
I don't know, but this year is 12.
12.
Yeah,
This year, I mean last year, you mean?
Last year.
Yeah, 2020, 12. So that's amazing.
And half of them indexed by nature.
That's highly productive. And this is why I say Dr. Pongpichit is one of the top researchers at this university. And he, of course, he lectures in the School of Science in physics. And at the same time, he also the Dean of the Postgraduate Studies College as well. You see, in your area of research, do you see young people, new people? I mean, you are young, but you see your new people coming into your area of research?
In Thailand?
Yes, in Thailand.
Only a few, because of some research grant, for example, focusing on different kind of research, not in this one. That's why there not so many people.
I see.
Yeah.
Would you? So, do you have any PhD students working under your supervision in that area?
I'm co-supervisor of the student in Chulalongkorn University.
Okay. Working
in
this area of research. I see. Cosmology. And universe.
Yeah.
So they're extremely interesting. And you think you have enough support at the university and in your research area?
Yes, and I said that I'm not. I don't want any equipment, so I just look at only one room, a table. I can do that.
So
enough.
Low cost but
Low
very
cost,
high
yeah.
productivity.
Yeah, I want to do that. Yeah.
Low cost but high productivity. So it is absolutely amazing. Dr. Pongpichit, I'd like you to comment on, because at Walailak University we are very big on internationalization. We want to promote international research collaborations, and you, of course, you are already you're excellent in this area of international collaboration. And I think, I don't think you need no convincing really why this is important. But what, if you want to say to other people, why is it so important to seek to collaborate with foreign partners, with foreign academics?
So first of all, but I think very important that you need to talk with others to improve your thinking and your vision, for example. So why I need more country also. So because the more I get friends, for example, the more I get the ideas how to go and how to do a research. And for example, how to produce high quality research. You need to talk to the one who is excellent in this field.
Wherever they are.
Yeah.
Right.
Though this is an era of the internet, but not to be shy. You can send an email, whoever you want to send an email.
Right.
So I remember that I sent an email, many actually, and I received a feedback. Some of them, that's enough to do a research. That's my starting point.
So what would you advise for younger, newer academics who have just come into university or in higher education in terms of seeking international collaboration? What would you advise?
I think new lecturer, for example, need to be to have some kind of ambition, and you think to the others before yourself. You say, okay, you work in the university. What you can do for the university? So in terms of you are a lecturer, you can produce publication. Why you have to produce publication? Because so for the many reasons. One is okay, university get a good outlook from outside, for example, and at the end, this is for yourself as well. Yeah.
So it's very important
Yeah.
that in other words to be a bit ambitious, and to be conscious of the fact that this is your profession requires,
Yeah,
among other
requires.
things,
Yeah.
Publications, research
Yeah.
and publications,
Right.
and high quality publications as well.
Yeah.
And absolutely, as you said, Dr. Bombichit, colleagues abroad would certainly help.
Push some- yeah.
push
Yeah.
up to a very high
Yeah,
quality.
quality.
So once you get yourself into this high quality people, very highly experienced people
Yeah.
overseas, you get into, once you get into that, you kind of lock into that community
Yeah.
of highly acclaimed scholars,
Yeah.
and then so that
And you can produce high quality from there. Yeah.
So certainly that for what about funding? I'm talking more
I
general
see.
in Thailand, because I think in the past, probably in the last decade,
Yeah.
Thai government has paid a lot of attention
Yeah.
to scientific
So that's
research.
research.
Including, I guess, the basic research as
Yes.
well, not only the applied ones, but basic as well. Can you comment a little bit on that, because I know very little in this area.
Oh, okay. From my understanding, that the government still support from the basic research, and so, but mostly on the application. But I think there are still a lot of the research grant now. Yeah, and also the Walailak University get a more research grant from this opportunity. Yeah.
Okay.
But you have to apply. Don't think you fail or
Right,
yeah.
right. So you have to keep
See the day,
applying.
for
Right, that's
example.
right. You can't wait. You can't just sit back and expect funding
Right.
to come your
Yeah,
way, right?
yeah.
So you have to seek out. So that's absolutely the whole point. I think because, as I mentioned, that you are also one of the key administrator, the senior manager of this university, being dean of newly established the College of Postgraduate Studies. Can you and understand basically all the masters and PhD programs at your college that your college administers? Actually, is all international program. So can you please talk a little bit about your postgraduate studies college?
So as you said, that I'm the dean of the College of Graduate Study now. So to do actually our president want to look to look for some standardization. And he know a lot of the problem, and then okay, if Walailak University have some people responsible for this kind of stuff, the problem may be solved. So since then, I and my colleagues at the College of Graduate Study try to figure out how to standardize in terms of the periods of the student. So in Thailand, I think this is a bit right. Students took a lot of time from the beginning to the graduation. For example, when you study the master degree, the study should take somehow 2 years, for example. But the data showed that a lot more than that, 4 years or 5 years. Yeah, this is not good for the student.
Right.
Actually.
So they should finish within the
Yeah,
time
within
frame.
the time, the minimum frame,
Right.
time frame. Yeah, and then now we have that.
Right.
For example, master student in nursing, for example, they took no more than 2 years now, and then that kind of work I and my collaborator have to figure out and
Right.
to how to do something like that.
So, but why international program? I mean, so So how do we understand the necessity of having international postgraduate program?
Yeah. So actually, I think that the program we have in the past is somehow very close to international.
Already,
Yeah,
right.
in terms of the publication,
Right, yes, you
the
have to
quality.
publish internationally
Yeah,
anyway,
right.
right.
That's why. That's why.
Right, right.
But in terms of the accessibility is very limited in the past.
Right.
Yeah. Now, as you said, the university has some policy in terms of international.
Right.
So we have to develop the program to be more accessible.
Right. And to go back to your point earlier on about international collaboration, I guess because before these students graduate, they have to publish internationally in English.
Yeah, right.
They would probably, it would probably be better off for them to have foreign supervisors as well.
Yeah.
And of course, the knowledge is universal.
Yeah.
So basically, you come to university, Walailak University's postgraduate studies, you immediately get into the international community of scholars.
Yeah.
So absolutely, so that makes a lot of sense. And of course, I understand this is a newly established, so you still, still a lot of work to be done. But so they have to write their PhD or master thesis in English, right?
In English,
to begin with, right?
Yeah.
And then they have to publish internationally.
Yeah.
Right. And to what degree or to what extent do postgraduate students contribute to research?
Okay. So there is no doubt that the postgraduate degree, the master and PhD involve mostly in the publication outlook, for example. There are some places that also go to the bachelor student, but in Thailand, I think it's a postgraduate play an important role in this one. Yeah.
Right.
And in Walailak University, we have many postgraduate program, both in master degree and PhD. And then this require, for example, for the PhD degree, you have to at least 2 international publication. That part of international outlook.
Right.
And also the international standard.
Right. Yes. So you sort of benchmark with international standards already. Right. Absolutely. So you would, I assume you would then seek out foreign supervisors, international supervisors.
This program allowed to have a let's say co-advisor to be internal or external. And I think it's many lecturers in Walailak University have that kind of interesting stuff.
Dr. Pongvichit, actually, you have won in recent weeks. You have won an award of something. What is it?
So I want to award actually one of from the outstanding alumni from the faculty of Science, Prince of Songkhla University.
Right.
And also the outstanding alumni from the Prince of Songkhla University.
Right. On the basis
of the output,
research output.
Output.
Right. Yes. I think Prince of Songkhla University must be very proud of you to have such an alumnus. Of course, Walailak University is absolutely very proud of you. The fact that you have been very prolific, very productive in your research and supervising students, and hopefully you can establish more strongly international collaborations through the postgraduate studies, which actually all the programs, as you say, are benchmarked with international standards.
Right.
So, and I must add to that, Dr. Pongvichit, is that this is in the research area that this university is focusing on benchmarking standards with international standards, but also in teaching and learning. We have this adopted the United Kingdom professional standards. This framework is devised by the Higher Education Academy or HEA in the UK, and we have encouraged our staff to apply for fellowship. And out of 500 plus staff now, we've got 246 people who have become either fellows or senior fellows. So again, both sides are going together, research and teaching and learning. That's right. So we want to benchmark our practice with international standards, because it's better for other people to say to us how good we are, rather than we ourselves say we are so good. So I think the fact that you have been, your research work have been so well received internationally. It speaks a lot already, the standard, the very high standard work that you have to produce. Yes, okay. Thank you so much, Dr. Phongvichit, for appearing on the program, Walailak's global program. And thank you very much for joining me, and we'll see you again in the next program. Thank you.
Thank you very much.